You know those metal outlets you see on the side of buildings? I bet you've walked past thousands of them and never given them a second thought. But here's the thing. That humble piece of hardware, it's a lifeline, a silent guardian, just waiting for an emergency.
Seriously, think about it. Where have you seen them? Office buildings, apartment complexes, your local school for sure. They're just there. Little metal outlets near the ground. Sometimes they're shiny, sometimes they're painted over so many times they practically disappear into the wall. They just blend right into the background of our lives.
But listen, that is not just some random piece of plumbing. It's a direct line, a highway into a building's entire fire suppression system. And when a fire breaks out, it becomes absolutely critical.
All right, so let's pull this overlooked piece of hardware out of the shadows and right into the spotlight. So, what exactly is this lifeline on the wall?
Okay, so its official name is the Fire Department Connection, or FDC for short. Now, you might also hear it called a Siamese Connection, which is a great name actually. It's a nod to that classic two-inlet design that, merges two big hose lines into one super powerful stream for the building. Here's the best way to think about it. It's basically an IV for a building that's on fire. Seriously, when the building's own water supply just isn't cutting it, or maybe the pressure's too low, the FDC lets the fire department give it this massive, direct infusion of water. It's a huge boost right where it's needed most. So how does this connection actually work during a crisis? Let's walk through the steps of an emergency response. And the whole process is incredibly fast and efficient. Picture this. The fire engine arrives. One team is already heading inside, while another one is hooking up these huge hoses from the pumper truck right to the FDC. Then, the truck just forces this high-pressure water straight into the building's system. And that water does one of two things. It either boosts the power of the sprinklers or it feeds the standpipes, which, by the way, are basically fire hydrants inside the building. This gives the firefighters way up on the upper floors all the water they need to fight the blaze.
Okay, now that you know what it does, I guarantee you are going to start seeing these things everywhere. So let's put together your very own FDC Spotter's Guide. Here's what you should be looking for.
All right, you're generally going to see two main styles. First is the exposed mount. It's bold, it's obvious, the whole mechanism is just sitting right there on the wall. Then you've got the flush mount, which is way more subtle. It's kind of recessed, so you only see the connection points and a faceplate. They look totally different, but guess what? They do the exact same job. Next up, look at the inlets themselves, the parts where the hoses connect. The old-school traditional type is threaded. It's often called an NST connection. It works just like a giant, super heavy-duty garden hose. You gotta spin that coupling to get a tight seal. But the modern alternative? That's the Stores connection. It's a game changer. It's threadless, a true quick connect system. A firefighter can just push and give it a quarter turn, and it's locked in. We're talking about saving precious seconds. And no matter what type you're looking at, all FDCs have a few key features in common. You'll see those protective cabs that keep junk out. There's always going to be a sign that tells you what system it feeds, like Auto SPR for sprinklers or standpipe. And then inside, hidden from view, there's this really brilliant piece of engineering called a clapper valve. It's basically a one-way gate. It lets all that high-pressure water in, but cleverly slams shut to prevent it from gushing back out of an unused opening. Super smart. Now, these connections aren't just installed based on, a builder's whim. Oh no, there is a very strict set of rules that governs every single aspect of their design and their placement. And there's a really good reason for that. So where does the rulebook come from? It comes from the National Fire Protection Association, or the NFPA. Specifically, you're looking at NFPA 13 for sprinkler systems and NFPA 14 for standpipe systems. These are the codes, the Bibles, that mandate exactly where, when, and how FDCs have to be installed. And this is why those rules are so incredibly critical. They create a universal standard. Think about it. A firefighter from any department, anywhere, can pull up to any building and know exactly what hose to use and trust that the connection is going to work, period. In an emergency where every single second counts, that standardization literally saves lives. All right, let's bring it all together. We've talked about what it is, how it works, the rules it follows, but why? Why does this one little connection matter so much? Because at the end of the day, it's the ultimate backup plan. It's that critical point where human intervention, that big pumper truck, directly supports the building's own automated defense system. This single connection can be the one thing, the deciding factor, that stops a small fire from turning into a total catastrophe. It really is a silent guardian.
So next time you're walking down the street, I want you to look for them. I promise you'll see them everywhere now. And it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other life-saving designs are hidden right there in plain sight, just waiting for their moment?